It's the Line Makers on Sporting News.
Hi, folks. Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada. In particular, we are here at the South Point. Our gracious host, Michael Gaughan. And there's big news on the horizon for the folks here at South Point. If you're an online poker fan, pay attention. Lawrence Vaughn, the COO of South Point Poker, joins us. Sir, you have got to be one excited guy.
Oh yeah, it's tremendous to be fortunate enough to be one of the first in the country to come onto the market. It's really great.
We're on the horizon of online poker in the state of Nevada. This is a big deal. It's been thought of by a lot of people, and it's been on the wish list of a lot of people. But you guys were able to pull this off, and you just got it approved with gaming just a few short weeks ago.
Yeah, just a few weeks ago. We went through the process of being found suitable, getting our licenses, and we were the first in the United States to be licensed to operate an online platform.
What have been the biggest hurdles to gear up and get this thing rolling?
Technology. What we decided to do when we went into this was we looked at the state of the market, and we looked at all the platforms that were out there and how could we get into the market. And so it turns out everyone's running a lot of and using a lot of really old software, and we thought, well, this is the most regulated environment in the world for poker. So the best thing we could really do is build it from scratch to the regulations with the latest technology from the ground up, so that way we weren't trying to retrofit old stuff. So that was the biggest hurdle, was building something from the ground up to this. I think there's something like 1,600 compliance points in these regulations. So it's not just having a good poker product with the latest technology, it's being compliant and going through that review process.
You know, I mean, it's a much broader discussion, but we see sports wagering shows on television, and here we are with the folks at sportingnews.com. Slowly but surely, like, these walls are kind of coming down, and as long as everybody's comfortable with the playing field, it seems like the future can be very bright.
Certainly. Online, I don't know how quickly it will happen. It could be decades, really, before you see house-back games against players, but I think we'll start to see a lot of new games, players versus players, so it's definitely going to open up.
How about feedback from players as you're putting this together on the front end?
Right, so in terms of how we've gone about building something from scratch, because it's a pretty ambitious thing, is we look at the technology, but then we talked with players. We talked to normal players, the sort of people who would be on it the most, and we also talked with a lot of professionals and got their input in terms of what do they like when they play online, and what things should you expect, what things were problems in the past. So there's
certainly location is a big deal in that. You got a plethora of pro poker players to talk to.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been good being based here, and we're a Vegas casino, and we're part of one of the biggest properties in the world, so we can actually reach out with some clout and get to these people.
You don't want to run before you walk, but basically we're looking at a launch date of October?
If we're very fortunate, there's a lot of external factors we've got to satisfy the Nevada Gaming Control Board, but if we're very fortunate, maybe the last week of October I'm looking at.
So sky's the limit, but first things first, this will be available, South Point Poker, in the state of Nevada. And I know a lot of people are going to be watching very closely to see how this all pans out.
That's right. At first, it's just players versus players in the state of Nevada, and there's a lot of effort to try and get some federal bills passed that will allow the whole country to play with each other, and that'll be great for everybody, because you want large tournaments, you want a lot of players to be able to play. It makes it a lot more fun and exciting. So.
Listen, online poker's great. I, clown around, had fun with it. Nothing like the clinking of chips I hear in the background and the machines. The poker rooms are still great. And the amazing thing about getting to this point, you go back 7, 8 short years ago, poker rooms were closing in Las Vegas. They were going to take them out of the casinos.
That's right. Poker's never been a huge moneymaker for casinos. They had a great upswing a few years ago where it started getting traction because of television, and people started realizing, you know what, this is an exciting thing. And online is going to not only just magnify that thousands of times, right, online, and get that many more people excited. It's going to bring people in to the real properties too. So
without doubt, an exciting venture for the folks here at the South Point. South Point Poker, look for it. Will launch online, expected sometime in the month of October.